Good morning, Evan. Good morning, Courtney. How are we doing?
Good.
It's Courtney. Are you wearing the Jumpman UCLA women's gear? Oh, that is cool.
That is
Isn't it
really
awesome?
cool.
Their football staff sent it to me.
Oh, okay. No, it's not
obsessed with
football
it.
then. I thought it was the women's basketball because we're a UCLA women's basketball team show.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
right?
Hey,
Yeah.
I covered the women's Final Four in the national championship, so I guess I'm by proxy a UCLA women's basketball fan now.
There you
But
go.
I'm obsessed with this. I really like the way it looks.
That's a very cool
Thank you.
sweatshirt.
That is
like
cool.
Thank you.
legit cool.
Agreed.
We love Gabriella Jaquez who came in with us, but that is so Courtney's rocking this black hoodie with the white Jumpman logo and the yellow UCLA. That is a great hoodie.
They're my second favorite Big Ten school, behind the obvious.
Well, not everybody knows you went to Indiana.
I think I've made that abundantly
Every single person
clear.
listening knows you went to Indiana.
Yes.
Okay.
Take that to the bank.
All right. Anyway, speaking of LA, yeah, not great for the Lakers last night. You know, there was a moment in this game, and just the setup. Jabari Smith led the way for Houston, 22 points for them. Tari Eason, who's starting for Kevin Durant with 18 points. LeBron did have 25 in 39 minutes, 9 of 20 from the floor, but 0 of 6 from behind the arc, a -5 in terms of the plus-minus, if you buy into that as something of importance. Austin Reaves did come back, came back off the bench, as I think is the right move right now. Had 22 points, but was 4 of 16 from the floor. So Game 6 is Friday night. But there was a moment in this game where Houston was up 88-83. LeBron and the Lakers were on an 11-1 run in the fourth quarter. It's almost 3 minutes to go in the game. LeBron has a layup to cut it to 88-85. After the layup, he kind of bumps on the way up. Nothing dirty or anything like that, but he bumps Reed Shepherd of the Rockets. Like just a shoulder bump on his way back to playing defense. Reed Shepherd then gets the ball on the offensive end, hits a shot to go 90-85, comes back on the defensive end, pickpockets LeBron. Coming right for off ball, coming right from behind, layup, 92-85, ball game basically over at that point. And remember, Reed Shepherd was the guy who lost the ball in game 3, where the Rockets could have actually won that game and been up 3-2 in this series. I cannot believe we're in this position, Smalls, Courtney, that we're in right now, but the Houston Rockets, minus KD, or maybe because of minus KD, who knows, maybe have a shot here?
Yeah, they definitely have a shot here. I mean, when you said you can't believe we're in this position, I echo that sentiment because LeBron James teams have never blown a 2-0 series lead in his entire NBA career. And this is not a small sample size. We're talking 23 years. And no team has ever recovered from an 0-3 deficit to win an NBA playoff series. Obviously, the Rockets are slowly chipping away at that. They're halfway now that they have evened the series they've pulled to a 3-2 series deficit. But if you would have told me just on the surface that the Lakers would have taken this early series lead and that the Rockets would be missing KD, I would have said, okay, it's a wrap. But the fact that they have been able to fight back should be worrisome for the Lakers.
I feel like they're playing with house money. And I understand that they are trying to get themselves back in this series. They're halfway there. Like Michelle said, we've never seen a team come back from an 0-3 deficit. Does it happen in this one? I don't know. But their youth movement and what happened last night is what's allowing them to play so fearless. You were mentioning that play where LeBron gets pickpocketed and then the momentum just swings the other way. That's the byproduct of playing like you don't have anything to lose, knowing that the series is still alive and technically you do have everything to lose. But you brought up the fact of how well they're playing without Kevin Durant. He's missed his 4th game in this series. Doesn't seem like he's coming back anytime soon. I feel like they put the onus on themselves. Maybe it's drummed up motivation from the fact that everybody was writing them off. But Jabari Smith, 22 points. Alperen Sengun, 14 points. Amen Thompson, and all that he's done in this series. It's cool to see how they've kind of derived a new identity in this series based on guys who have never been there before, going up against a team and a singular player who has more playoff experience than anybody currently playing in the NBA. And I feel like that's kind of what's defined them in this, and it's what's honestly driving them to get back into the series, because it doesn't feel like they really are looking at this saying, you know, they could write themselves off if they wanted to. They're playing without their 2 best players, one who they've been playing without the entire season, and then Kevin Durant. They could say 1, 2, 3 Cancun, and I don't think you'd blame them. But the fact that you have young guys in here who now are getting this experience on the fly and doing something with it, I don't think it changes what's going to happen in this series long term, but it does change the dynamic in the short term.
Yeah, it's interesting what you just said, Courtney. You said the Rockets are forming a new identity.
They have to.
I would challenge that. I would say they're reverting back to last year's identity.
The one without Kevin Durant.
Again, let me be clear on this. I don't know Kevin Durant personally, so I'm not going to say I love Kevin Durant as a person. As a basketball player, I love Kevin Durant, right? I think he's way better defensively than other people give him credit for. He's a phenomenal basketball player, one of the great scorers to ever live. So I do not want this to come off as a knock on Kevin Durant, but it has to come off as a knock on the Kevin Durant Rockets partnership, that they feel last year like they're onto something, and they feel in the last 3 games like they're onto something.
He's got such a complicated legacy. He will have such a complicated legacy because obviously he's a champion. He's a finals MVP. He is an excellent basketball player, one of the best we'll ever see. But outside of the success with Golden State, everything since then has not worked. He hasn't been able to step up, be that leader. He hasn't been able to be the consistent difference maker, and it hasn't resulted in playoff success. And for you to sit here and say that this version of the Rockets without him is better than it is with him, that is crazy to say about an athlete of that caliber. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
No, I know, but you have every right to take what I just said as that. I feel icky almost saying it that way. I just feel like there's life with them. So maybe we would look at the analytics of basketball, and maybe a basketball player, and one of our great analysts, Tim Legler, could be sitting here and say, no, here's why as a basketball team they're not better. But the feeling of like, we can do this seemingly was there last year and is there right now. And not only we can do this, I mean, let's talk about an NBA analyst and a former player, Kendrick Perkins, who's a champion, was on the 1 a.m. Eastern Sports Center, and he doesn't think the Lakers are going to win Game 6 because now he's all of a sudden believing in the Houston Rockets.
I think the Rockets could pull an upset. I think they could do something that's never been done in NBA history, and it's because of the youth. You're talking about a 41-year-old LeBron James leading the Lakers down to H-Town in a quick turnaround, and you're looking at the youth of the Rockets. Hell, Amen Thompson played 45 minutes, I believe, tonight, and he looked like he could play a whole nother game. Right now, the Rockets have the momentum. They have the confidence, and I just see it going 7 games, and to be honest, it favors the Rockets in my opinion.
Okay, so we hear Perk say that, right? And you're thinking last night, you've got the Rockets beating the Lakers, but you also have Cade Cunningham dropping 45 points in a win for the Pistons over the Magic. That series now cuts to 3-2. Paolo Banchero, to his credit, also had 45. You have Cleveland, who was down 12 points in the third quarter. Injuries galore in Toronto. Brandon Ingram out. Only played 11 minutes. Scotty Barnes got banged up last night, and they lose. Cleveland up 3-2, even though Cleveland didn't play that well in that game. They did late. Dennis Schroeder was unbelievable. You have all these storylines. You have all these Game 6s. Every single series in the Eastern Conference is going at least 6. None of them would be bigger than if the Lakers and LeBron James blow this lead.
Oh, not even
It's
close.
not close. And you know what's interesting about our lifetime in sports? The best teams or players have the biggest wins and moments and the biggest losses. The Joe Torre, Derek Jeter, New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera, they look 3-0. They won all these World Series, but they also have 3-0 to the Red Sox, right? The Golden State Warriors win 73 games.